You say sorry before you speak. You say sorry when someone bumps into you. You say sorry for crying, for resting, for not responding fast enough, for existing on a day you don't feel put together. But here's the truth. You don't need to apologize for being human. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your softness, your silence, your healing, or your space. This video isn't just advice. It's a permission slip, a quiet rebellion against the belief that your worth must be earned through self-erasure. Let's begin. You didn't start out apologizing for who you are. It began with being told to be quiet, to behave, to smile even when it hurt, to not make others uncomfortable. Maybe you were told directly. Maybe it was subtle. But somewhere along the way, you learned that your needs were too loud, your emotions too dramatic, your presence too much. So you adapted. You became agreeable, low maintenance, invisible even. You stopped asking for what you needed. You flinched before speaking. You made yourself small. And slowly, your apologies became second nature. But survival patterns don't make good homes. You weren't meant to live forever in the waiting room of someone else's comfort. Do you catch yourself saying sorry when you're not at fault? When you ask for help? When you say no? When you simply have an opinion? These aren't just habits. They're wounds. They're echoes of a time when you were made to believe you were too much. Let me remind you, you do not need to apologize for asking questions, or for taking your time, or for not being okay. You don't need to feel bad for taking up space. You don't need to justify your presence. Your worth is not tied to how invisible you can be. So what can you do? Start by catching the apology. Pause before you say it. Ask yourself, am I actually at fault, or am I trying to shrink myself? Then choose a replacement. Instead of, sorry I'm late, try, thank you for waiting. Instead of, sorry to bother you, say, do you have a moment? This tiny shift matters. It reclaims your voice. It reminds your nervous system that you're safe, even when you're seen. Because saying thank you instead of sorry doesn't just change language. It rewires worth. It rewrites the script. And soon, your mouth will stop defaulting to apology because your mind will finally believe, I am allowed. Here's the hard part. You will feel guilt. You'll feel like you're being rude, selfish, difficult. That's not truth. That's trauma echoing through habit. You've been taught to feel guilty for things that aren't wrong. Saying no, taking rest, having boundaries, having preferences, simply existing. Let that guilt rise and watch it pass. Don't let it anchor you. Guilt is not a compass.
It's a reaction. Ask yourself, is this guilt telling me I'm wrong or just unfamiliar with choosing myself? There's a difference, and you're allowed to choose you, even when it makes others uncomfortable, even when it means silence, even when you're misunderstood. You are not obligated to carry what was never yours. Self-respect isn't loud. It's quiet, grounded, kind. It sounds like, "No, I'm not available. I need time for myself. That doesn't work for me." It's letting go of the need to explain every decision. It's knowing you're worthy, even if no one claps, even if no one understands. Self-respect is choosing peace over performance. It's trusting that your needs are valid, even if they're inconvenient to others. And most of all, it's not betraying yourself just to keep someone else comfortable. Take a deep breath. You're allowed to be seen. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to be heard without apologizing for the echo. Your existence is not something you owe an apology for. It's something sacred. So stop saying sorry for being tired, for needing time, for not answering fast enough, for not having the right words. You are not a burden. You are not an inconvenience. You are not too much. You are a human being with limits, with needs, with a voice that deserves to be honored, not erased. There will be days when you catch yourself mid-sorry, when you feel the old guilt rising like a wave, when someone's raised eyebrow will make you question your worth. Pause, breathe, and remember, you don't owe them a version of you that doesn't exist. Let them be uncomfortable. Let the silence sit. Let yourself be free. You are not responsible for managing everyone's reactions. You're only responsible for honoring your truth. So say it. I will not apologize for existing. I will not shrink for comfort. I will not dim my light to make others feel better in the dark. Instead, I will stand. I will speak. I will breathe, and I will be, fully, clearly, and unapologetically. Because I was never meant to be silent. I was meant to be whole. And so were you. Thank you for watching. If this touched your soul, comment below, "I'm done apologizing for who I am." Let's build a world where presence is not minimized, where boundaries are not feared, where healing is more important than pleasing. You are enough. You are worthy. You are loved. Without apology.